Tonight on the Q30 Newscast, an incident with Uber on campus has students questioning how safe this campus really is.
And a new tax may go into effect this upcoming year that could leave Quinnipiac students paying hundreds of dollars.
Plus, Quinnipiac Greek Life reacting to lawsuits against Harvard earlier this week.
All this and more coming up on the Q30 Newscast. Welcome to tonight's Q30 Newscast. I'm Kaylee Heffler.
And I'm MJ Baird. Thanks for joining us tonight.
An incident with Uber is leaving some students wondering how safe campus really is. Olivia Schuler has the details on what happened when an Uber driver followed a student into her resident hall this past week.
Sean G. Brozak is an Uber driver who regularly picked up Quinnipiac students from the Uber lot on New Road in his white 2012 Nissan. Brozak was arrested after following a female student to her dorm room around 2:30 a.m. last Friday. He has been charged by Hamden Police Department with stalking, threatening, and criminal trespassing. Quinnipiac notified students of the incident hours later. Students got a text that read, quote, "This is a timely warning to notify the community about an incident that occurred earlier today on the Mount Carmel campus. Please visit MyQ for the details," end quote. We reached out to the victim for comment, but she did not want to appear on camera. In this hall, Brozak found the room the victim lived in. He then knocked on the door, called her more than 30 times, and then called her off a blocked number and threatened to shoot her. Many other Quinnipiac students are familiar with Brozak and had him as a driver before the arrest.
It was me and my two other friends, and we just kind of figured, like, he's just an overly friendly guy. Like, he was basically saying that he was a freshman. I think he said at the University of New Haven, but we knew that he was older because does not look like a freshman. So when he said that, we were just kind of like, oh, like, weird, you know, we didn't really think anything of it.
Brozak even asked for students' friends' names.
Into New Haven, it was a Thursday night or Friday night, and he was just asking really personal questions, and whenever we were talking kind of silently, he would barge in and just be like, oh, what are you guys talking about, who are you talking about, and try to get like names of who we were talking about. And he was like, oh, I've had them before. Like, he seemed to like know Quinnipiac students a little bit too much.
Public safety has made a number of changes since the incident occurred.
Well, we increased our patrols, our foot patrol, and also our vehicle patrol. If you're not aware, we're also doing Monday through Saturday. We hire Hamden Police Department to patrol our campus, so we had Hamden on scene.
Public safety urges students to be aware of their surroundings, and if you see something, say something. Olivia Schuler, Q30 News.
Yesterday morning, there was an attempted burglary at a Quinnipiac-owned house on New Road. A student returned home to find her side door kicked in. She immediately notified public safety and who involved Hamden PD. Nothing appeared to be stolen, but the residents are shocked that this happened so close to campus. But this isn't the first break-in that happened to university-owned housing in the area. Over Thanksgiving break, Michelle Klonikowski, a Quinnipiac senior, and her roommate had some items stolen in what they think was another break-in.
Over Thanksgiving break, we think that somebody might have broken into our house because we had $300, a jacket, and a camera stolen.
Klonikowski and her roommates reported this information to public safety and filed a report with the Hamden PD tonight. President Julie Olian has appointed a new vice president and chief of staff. Bethany Zemba will now serve as a senior advisor, where she will help execute the university's strategic plan, coordinate institutional research, and diverse community relations, among other tasks. Zemba comes to Quinnipiac after being at Yale for 15 years.
In preparation for the final week of the fall semester, Quinnipiac has sent out guidelines on how to make sure you are best prepared to leave the residence halls. The guidelines include information such as making sure you sweep the floor, take out the trash, unplug your electronics, and lock your windows. All residence halls close on Friday, December 14th at 6 p.m. and will reopen for the spring semester on January 19th. And as final exam week approaches, so do the holidays. Quinnipiac will put on its annual holiday tradition on Thursday. Every year, faculty and staff at the university serve a meal to undergraduate students in the cafeteria. The event is free for any student who signs up. There are 5 different serving times every half hour starting at 4:30 p.m. Students are encouraged to celebrate the holidays at this festive community event. Quinnipiac seniors who signed up to receive exclusive emails about this year's senior experience now have the opportunity to choose a theme for the activities that will be taking place this spring. Q30 News spoke to Hannah Pankak about this opportunity.
I'm hoping in the next couple weeks I can collect some of the ideas, look through them, pick 2 or 3, send back out and have people vote on them, and then I can incorporate it into different activities like decorations, the t-shirt, marketing, creating a hashtag.
Out-of-state students may have to start paying more money to attend Quinnipiac and live in Hamden. The town is looking to place a car tax on vehicles that have out-of-state license plates. Sarah Russell has the story.
Living in Hamden may get a little more expensive if you're from out of state come the new year. Hamden Mayor Kurt Lang has proposed an out-of-state car tax program that he says could make the town $250,000.
$750,000. That is what the mayor is assuming that we will get in, is projecting that we will make in revenue from out-of-state motor vehicle car tax.
This means students may be taxed for bringing their cars to school and living in Hamden, something students say they aren't too pleased about.
I would say paying a tax on a car in Hamden is pretty unfair, especially people who are here out of state. We pay a lot of money. We put a lot of funds into this economy.
I feel like going to college is expensive as it is, and this specifically targets students from out of state, and I think students have enough financial burden as it is.
Students from out of state could be paying more than $500 to park their car in Hamden for the year.
It depends on how nice a car you have. It could be $500 a year. It could be more.
And for many, this amount just might break the budget.
It would definitely be tough just because, tuition here isn't cheap. Living off campus is even more expensive sometimes, food and everything. And, it's tough to make ends meet sometimes when you're up here.
To tax these out-of-state cars, the town must prove the vehicle is parked in Hamden for 6 months out of the year.
Where you pay property tax on your car is based on where that car spends the majority of the year, more than 6 months.
Q30's attempts to speak with Mayor Lang were unsuccessful, but stick with us for updates on this tax program. Sarah Russell, Q30 News.
The Students for Environmental Action Club will be handing out reusable straws this week in the Student Center. The club members are giving out the straws in return for students writing down their concerns they have for Quinnipiac sustainability. The club hopes to use the event to promote environmental awareness. The reusable straws have the club's name, C, engraved onto them. A new club on campus, Hole in the Wall, hosted a candy cane fundraiser today to benefit the Hole in the Wall Game Camp. Students could buy a candy cane gram and have them delivered to students on campus. This club helps raise money for the Hole in the Wall Game Camp, who help seriously ill children and their families with a unique healing process free of charge.
Calling all food lovers, this is your free food alert. Quinnipiac Student Programming Board is hosting a moonlight breakfast open to all students. Take a break from studying for finals and head down to the cafeteria on Friday night for a free breakfast buffet. The event runs from 9:30 p.m. to midnight. From one president to another, former Quinnipiac President John Leahy was honored this week by the Irish government. Ireland President Michael Higgins awarded Leahy a Distinguished Service Award for the Irish abroad. This award is given annually, recognizing service given to Ireland or the Irish community by someone who lives outside of the country. Leahy was instrumental in developing Quinnipiac's Great Irish Hunger Museum during his time at Quinnipiac. One Quinnipiac student organization held its annual winter concert on Monday. The QU Legends, a student a cappella singing group, filled the piazza Monday night with students and families looking to hear some music. The Legends sang songs such as Water Under the Bridge and What Now? Many students know the Legends group as the performers who sing in the annual university holiday video sent to the student body.
Students are helping Fiji fight fires. Alex Burnaby, a brother of the fraternity Fiji, started a campaign to collect bedding, clothing, and home essentials to donate to the California wildfire victims. Burnaby told Q30 why he started this campaign.
In 2004, a fire actually burned through my town, and we were all devastated. So I was too young to understand what was actually happening, but now that I do understand, and there's all these big fires that are happening, it's continuous every single year. I feel like I should try and give back since people have given back to our community.
The Quinnipiac Criminal Justice Club hosted a Jane Doe No More last night. Jane Doe No More is an organization that focuses on ending sexual violence. 2 survivors shared their stories while ABC filmed part of the event for a documentary. Free donuts and coffee were available. Quinnipiac is now offering grants to students who would like to hold events, such as bringing in a speaker or holding an activity. In order to receive a grant, it must be an individual student, non-chartered, or loosely affiliated student groups. Grants will range between $500 and $1,500, and events must be open and accessible to all students.
Well, Kaylee, earlier this week, weather was a treat, but it really got colder as the week went on.
Paul Caracciolo has a full weather report later on, but what can you tell us now, Paul?
Holiday season, so you're going to be hearing a lot more ho, ho, ho. I'm going to tell you if we're going to see a lot more snow, snow, snow. But let's start with tonight's forecast. Currently 28 degrees. As you can see, cloudy, very chilly, have a jacket. Tomorrow, partly sunny, high of 40, low of 29. Going to be a brisk one again. Friday, high of 36. Going to be sunny all day, but it's not going to feel warm as the low is going to be 19 degrees. I'll be back with you guys later to give you the full 7-day forecast through finals week.
Let me remind you all of something. You do not have a soul. You are a soul. Brothers and sisters, I implore you this Lent season, drop your shield and let your guard down. God is not wicked. God is not cruel. He is not apathetic. He is here and He is within us.
Earlier this week, students were able to drop off an unwrapped gift for a child whose name they had previously selected. This was the work of the Community Action Project partnering with the local Salvation Army to provide gifts to children with struggling families this holiday season. Students could drop off their gifts Monday and Tuesday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. in the Rotunda. The Department of Public Safety is teaming up with the Quinnipiac student body this holiday season. They are asking students to bring new unwrapped gifts between now and December 25th to give to the Hamden Toy Closet. The gifts will be given to people who may not be able to buy new toys this holiday season. There are 2 toy collection boxes located at the public safety offices on Mount Carmel and York Hill campuses.
And the holiday giving extends to our Greek life organizations as well. The sorority Chi Omega is tabling this week, asking students to write wishes for Macy's. For every holiday wish written to Santa and handed in, the department store donates $1 to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Students can stop by the Student Center now through Friday to write their wish. The Quinnipiac Student Veterans Organization is putting on its first annual charity dodgeball tournament this week. The tournament is being held Friday afternoon in the rec center. Teams of 5 players can enter and play for a chance to win $500 worth of gift cards. All money raised in this charity event will be donated to veteran charity. 2 criminals are on the loose in Hartford residents. Kaylee up in arms.
Carrie Golden is live in studio to give us a local update. Carrie?
Thanks, guys. New Haven police are on the hunt for 2 suspects involved in a kidnapping incident. The 2 men allegedly stole a minivan with a 4-year-old boy in the backseat early Saturday morning. The mother of the child left her cell phone in the car, which helped the police track down the vehicle in Hamden. However, when they found it, the vehicle was abandoned on Woodstock Road. Police are encouraging that anyone who recognizes the surveillance photos or the vehicles to call the New Haven Police Department. Now, yesterday in Hartford, protesters gathered to try to stop a local woman from being deported back to England. They held a rally in hopes of demanding a stay of removal. Wazard Walton has been a Hartford resident since 1987, but will be leaving behind her wife and 15-year-old daughter, who are both American citizens. Last month, she was referred to ICE, received an ankle monitor, and was ordered a one-way flight back to London. Walton is scheduled to leave next Friday. With the funeral of former President George H.W. Bush today, an East Haven family shares their fond memories. Back in 1990, Deborah Goldobitsky was in Maine at a church with her husband and 10-month-old son and saw the entire Bush family. The former First Lady Barbara Bush was interacting with her son and after Mass took a photo. The woman sent a thank you to both the President and the First Lady, and Mrs. Bush even sent her back the photo signed by the President himself. Now, it's been a very sad day across America today as everyone is mourning the loss of the former president, right, guys?
Right, Carrie, thank you. When we return, wildfires in California and an earthquake in Alaska, the story of how these are affecting one student right here on our campus.
Plus, Paul Caracciolo will be back to tell us what the weather weekend looks like.
Let me remind you all of something. You do not have a soul. You are a soul. Brothers and sisters, I implore you this Lent season, drop your shield and let your guard down. God is not wicked. God is not cruel. He is not apathetic. He is here and He is within us.
Temperatures are dropping across the state today.
That's right, but how low? Paul has your full weather forecast. Paul?
All right, guys, well, we're going to start off with a map here of Connecticut. As you see here, Torrington, 29 degrees, the chilliest amongst the state. Danbury, a nice 32, hovering around freezing. New Haven and Hartford, kind of around the same, 33 to 32. It's technically freezing. It feels like it's freezing. Norwich is 31, New London 33. We're going to head over to the 7-day forecast where we're going to tell you what to look for finals week. Obviously, we mentioned Thursday, going to be high 40, low 29. Friday, 36, 19 as your highs and lows. But Saturday, it's going to be sunny again. But then the high is going to be 33, a lot colder, as I said before. A great time to huddle up in the library and get some studying done. Sunday, partly sunny, 36 is your high, 24 is your low. Monday, the start of the week, bring a jacket to your finals. It's as easy as that. It's going to be cold at 38. It's not even going to touch 40. And then you see Tuesday, 36. And your low is going to be 24. And going into next week's newscast, it's 20, 39, and 28 respectively. Warms up a little bit, but it's going to be cold overall. Back to you guys.
Finals clubs and Greek organizations, from holding campus leadership positions, having opportunities for fellowships and scholarships. On Monday, several sororities and fraternities filed 2 lawsuits, saying the policy is sex discrimination under Title IX and the First Amendment. These sanctions, first introduced by former university president Drew Foss in 2016, sparked a women's protest only days later. Students affiliated with Greek life across the country have taken to social media to show support for the crippled organizations that have closed and those who are continuing to fight against Harvard. Former Interfraternity Council President Kyle Lopez is among other Quinnipiac Greeks who are outraged with this news. He believes if Harvard wins, that incoming freshman students at Harvard are going to be missing out on countless opportunities that members of Greek life often benefit from.
Greek life gives you those skills that you need in order to run a different facet of the community. So in terms of the students that are coming in, I think they're going to be done a huge disservice in terms of future jobs, businesses, and things like that, and in terms of other leadership positions that they may gain from Greek life.
Many sororities and fraternities nationals across the country have spoken out this week about the situation. Chi Omega is among them.
I take to heart everything that our national organization does. So it's not only Chi Omega here, but it's also Chi Omega at a national level. And the fact that they're able to kind of look at the situation and say, like, listen, this isn't fair. These students have just the same right to be a part of our organization as any other person.
Harvard must respond to the two filed lawsuits in the next several weeks. In the Greek Suite for Q30 News, Kelly Keys.
An earthquake in Alaska is hitting home for one Quinnipiac student.
In our nation's 41st president laid to rest this week, Kelly Ryan is live in studio with your national news update.
Thanks, Kaylee and MJ. Students in California are finally able to return to school after the wildfires earlier last month. Schools were closed after being damaged or destroyed by the fires, but on Monday, about 32,000 students were able to go back to class. These students in Paradise, California, headed back to their school after it had been closed since November 8th. Some schools, however, did need to be relocated after being completely destroyed by the fires. And sadly, George H.W. Bush, the 41st president of the United States, passed away on Friday. He died in his home in Houston after deciding not to go to the hospital. His wife of 73 years, Barbara, passed away in April. He told the source he was ready to go to be with her again. Bush's casket arrived at the U.S. Capitol on Monday afternoon, where the public could pay their respects. Today, his funeral service was held in the National Cathedral. The late president will be laid to rest at the George H.W. Bush Presidential Library in Texas. And lastly, tonight, a 7.0 magnitude earthquake hit near Anchorage, Alaska on Friday around 8:30 a.m. The quake triggered a tsunami warning, crumbled roads, shook buildings, and knocked an Alaska news station off air. There were no reports of serious injuries or deaths, but this quake was the second largest in Alaska since 1964. Andrew Shortridge, a Quinnipiac hockey player from Anchorage, told Q30 about his family's experience during the earthquake.
Big chunk of my family's still back there. I've talked to them all. They're all okay. It just seems like it's a bunch of shaking up things at everyone's houses. Nothing major. No huge damage to the tree or to the houses. No huge injuries, which is always good. So I mean, just glad everyone's okay. And outside of that, everything else is just material stuff. So.
That's all for your news from around the country tonight. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Kelly. Finals week is typically the most stressful, but Quinnipiac is continuing its tradition to help relieve student stress. Some furry friends are on campus here next week.
And Emma Carmen is here in studio with a winter sports update. A hot start for Quinnipiac men's hockey. Find out where they landed in the national polls. We'll be right back.
Welcome to the WQAQ Morning Show. Dan Ball and Emma Spagnolo joining you here from the QAQ studios in Hamden. And Emma, it is that time of year again.
Let me remind you all of something. You do not have a soul. You are a soul. Brothers and sisters, I implore you this Lent season, drop your shield and let your guard down. God is not wicked. God is not cruel. He is not apathetic. He is here and He is within us.
It's December, and that means it's full steam ahead for Quinnipiac's winter sports teams. Emma Carmen is live in studio with an update on the Big Four. Emma, what's the latest in QU athletics?
Well, MJ, Quinnipiac men's ice hockey is back. The team entered this past weekend atop the conference with an 11-2 record and played Princeton in a home-and-home series. The Bobcats earned a shutout win in Game 1, and the two teams headed to New Jersey for Game 2 on Saturday. Let's take a look from the Hobie Baker Memorial Rink. We'll get right to action here as number 4, Michael Lombardi, fires into the net to tie it up in the second period at 2. Great celebration there. Now Odine Tufto crosses the puck in front of the net to Luke Shiplow, puts the Bobcats ahead by 1. And then we'll go to a shot here by Princeton, blocked by Peter Deliberatore, passed right down to Craig Martin here. He takes it right to the back of the net, past Princeton goaltender. The Bobcats go on to win this game 6-3, and the Quinnipiac is now 13-2 after the sweep. With the 2 wins, the Bobcats moved up to 1 spot in the national polls. Quinnipiac is now ranked 8th in the country. The Bobcats face the UMass Minutemen in a home-and-home series this weekend. UMass comes to Hamden ranked number 1 in the country, the first time in program history for the Minutemen. 2 members of the team also took home individual awards. Senior captain Chase Prisky was crowned the ECAC Hockey Player of the Week. Prisky scored 3 times last weekend and currently leads all defensemen in the country in points. Freshman Michael Lombardi earned ECAC Hockey Rookie of the Week honors. Lombardi extended his point streak to 4 games with a goal and an assist this past weekend. Now from the rink to the court, the women's basketball team hosted Central Michigan for their first home game of the 2018-19 season this past Sunday. Thanks in part to a season-high 25 points from Presley Hudson, the Chippewas defeated the Bobcats 67-52. Jen Fay was honored before the game by head coach Tricia Fabry with her 1,000-point ball. Quinnipiac is now 4-4 overall and is headed to Princeton University this coming Saturday. The men's basketball team was in action tonight on the road against Dartmouth. The Bobcats defeated the Big Green with a final score of 64-59 in New Hampshire. Cameron Young scored 21 points and Kevin Marfo recorded his first double-double of the season with 12 points and 13 rebounds. Quinnipiac is now 3-4 overall and take on Lafayette this Saturday at People's United Center. Well, that's all I have from the sports desk. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Emma. Quinnipiac's 2 most famous dogs will be coming back to campus next week.
Yeah, that's right, Kaylee. Ben and Tucker, 2 golden retrievers, will be available Monday through Thursday in the Student Center to help students relax during the stress of finals week. All right, 30 minutes come and gone. Thanks for spending it here with your Q30 News team. Miss a show or want more coverage? Head to Q30TV.com for more.
From all of us here at Q30, for MJ Boward, I'm Kaylee Heffler. Happy holidays.
Talk to each other, say hello. 5 seconds.